Have you ever wondered about the impact of early marriage on mental health? This question, as simple as it may seem, holds within its folds a myriad of complexities. Youth and marriage, two terms that in many societies are intertwined, carry a weight of their own. The common perception of early marriage often paints a picture of blissful domesticity and a life of shared responsibilities. Yet, this rosy image doesn't always reveal the full story. The topic of mental health, often overlooked or understated in the context of early marriages, is key. It's important to understand the potential consequences of such a decision, for it's a decision that shapes not just our present, but our future too. From the joys and challenges of shared life to the potential pressures and anxieties, early marriage can have a profound impact on our mental health. So, let us delve deeper into this topic and uncover the hidden truths behind early marriages. Consider the case of Mary, who got married at the age of 18. Young, full of dreams, and absolutely in love, Mary thought she had her life figured out. However, the reality of marriage was far from her expectations. Mary found herself juggling multiple responsibilities at once. From managing household chores to maintaining a job, her days became a whirlwind of activities, leaving her little time for self-care. The stress began to creep in, manifesting itself in sleepless nights and constant fatigue. Yet she soldiered on, believing it was part of the marital package. However, the strain didn't stop at physical exhaustion. Mary soon began to feel a sense of isolation. Her social circle narrowed and her vibrant personality seemed to dim. She felt a constant undercurrent of anxiety, worrying about things she had never paid mind to before. Her self-esteem took a hit and she found herself questioning her abilities and worth. This anxiety escalated into periods of intense sadness and detachment. She was unable to find joy in activities she once loved, her appetite fluctuated, and she felt persistently low. These were classic signs of depression, but Mary, like many others, was unaware of it. Mary's story is just one example of the potential implications of early marriage on mental health. It's a tale that underscores the importance of being mentally prepared and emotionally mature before making such a monumental commitment. Now let's turn our attention to John, who also tied the knot at an early age. Meet John, a young man who chose to say "I do" before he had even fully charted out his own life's journey. He was full of excitement, confident that love would conquer all. But as the honeymoon phase waned, the stark reality of his decision began to dawn on him. John suddenly found himself grappling with the weight of responsibilities that he had not anticipated. Bills, job pressures, and the expectations of a spouse were all thrust upon him while he was still trying to navigate his own path of personal growth. The freedom and spontaneity of youth that he had once taken for granted were replaced by a rigid schedule and a long list of duties. What ensued was a silent battle with mental health. John began to experience symptoms of stress, often feeling overwhelmed by the smallest of tasks. He found himself trapped in a life that he felt was not his own. His dreams and ambitions took a back seat as he tried to fulfill his marital responsibilities. These feelings of entrapment and stress are not uncommon among those who marry young. The pressure to meet expectations and the sudden loss of personal freedom can often lead to a detrimental impact on one's mental health. John's experience sheds light on another facet of the potential mental health impact of early marriage. Mary and John's stories are not isolated incidents, but part of a larger pattern. Their experiences are a microcosm of a significant societal issue. The decision to marry young isn't made in a vacuum. It's shaped by a myriad of factors, from cultural norms and societal expectations to pressures from family and peers. In many parts of the world, early marriage is seen as a rite of passage, a transition into adulthood. However, the mental health implications that can arise from this monumental shift are often overlooked. The weight of responsibilities, the pressure to grow up overnight, the expectation to start a family, these can all contribute to feelings of anxiety, depression, and even lead to more serious mental health disorders. Moreover, societal norms often discourage open discussions about mental health. The stigma attached to mental health issues can make it difficult for young married individuals to seek help, even when they're struggling. This silence can exacerbate feelings of isolation and distress, creating a cycle that's hard to break. You see, it's not just about Mary or John. It's about the millions of young people who find themselves in the same situation, grappling with similar feelings. It's about acknowledging that early marriage isn't just a personal choice, but a societal issue that can impact mental health in profound ways. It is crucial to recognize and address these issues rather than dismiss them as mere growing pains. So, what have we learned about the impact of early marriage on mental health? Well, we've journeyed through the stories of Mary and John, two distinct examples that painted a vivid picture of the potential mental health implications that can arise from marrying young. We saw how Mary struggled with the sudden transition to adulthood, grappling with responsibilities that she wasn't fully prepared for. This rapid shift in her life trajectory led to feelings of isolation, anxiety, and stress. On the flip side, we explored John's experience. He felt the pressure to provide and protect, which led to a chronic state of worry and fear of failure. This constant state of tension took a toll on his mental well-being, leading to depression and a sense of helplessness. From these stories, it's clear that marrying young can have serious mental health consequences. It's not to say that every early marriage will result in such outcomes, but it's crucial to recognize the potential risks. It's about understanding that marriage is a life-altering decision, one that requires maturity, emotional readiness, and sound mental health. So, as we strive to make informed decisions about our life paths, let's remember to consider all possible impacts. It's okay to take our time to learn about ourselves and to ensure we're ready for such an important commitment. Remember, choosing to marry early is a personal decision, but it's important to consider all factors, including potential impacts on mental health.